Underneath the flashing lights and roaring fans, beyond the velvet ropes and glowing screens, lies a story few have heard and even fewer believed. Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won, two of South Korea's most beloved stars, have navigated the dazzling maze of fame with poise and power. But behind their immaculate careers is a connection that grew quietly, away from the public eye, a love story the industry never expected, and one the world is only now beginning to understand. Their lives unfolded in parallel long before they ever truly met. Kim Soo-hyun, with his boyish charm and rare ability to convey heartbreak with a single look, captivated audiences in Dream High, Moon Embracing the Sun, and eventually My Love from the Star, a role that catapulted him into global stardom. Meanwhile, Kim Ji-won built a quieter but no less impactful trajectory. From her breakout in The Heirs to the emotionally raw fight for My Way and her fierce portrayal in Descendants of the Sun, Ji-won earned the title of underrated queen, consistently praised by critics and quietly beloved by fans. Although both actors were staples in the Korean drama circuit, they didn't work together, and their paths cross only in passing at awards shows and industry events. But in late 2019, at a private wrap party for a high-profile drama where both had been invited as guests of the director, the two finally shared more than a polite nod. A late-night rooftop gathering, away from the noise of the main celebration, saw Ji-won and Soo-hyun in deep conversation for hours. The only witness to that moment, according to a stylist present that evening, was the night sky and a lone assistant who later recounted the story to a small circle of insiders. They weren't flirting. It was deeper. Like two people who suddenly realized they spoke the same language. Over the following months, there were no grand gestures, no tabloid photos, no official confirmations. But subtle patterns emerged. Fans with keen eyes noticed them frequenting the same niche bookshop in Twon, albeit at different times. A photo surfaced of Ji-won at a Japanese restaurant in Gangnam, just weeks after a fan spotted Soo-hyun with the same chef in a behind-the-scenes vlog. Most dismissed these as coincidence. A few didn't. The bond grew silently, shielded by busy schedules and the chaotic beauty of anonymity. What brought them even closer was an emotional setback Ji-won faced in early 2020. After filming an emotionally taxing role in a drama that received lukewarm reviews, she found herself retreating from the spotlight. A close friend reveals that Ji-won suffered a brief episode of burnout, feeling unsure about her career path. That was when, according to the same source, Hyun wrote her a letter, handwritten, folded in four, delivered through a shared manager. The letter, which remains in Ji-won's possession, reportedly read, "I once thought that losing myself in a character was the scariest thing. Now I think not feeling anything at all is worse. Your work makes people feel. Don't let critics turn your gift into doubt. I see you." It was the kind of emotional vulnerability rarely seen among top-tier actors, especially from someone as guarded as Soo-hyun. Ji-won never spoke publicly about the letter, but in an interview months later, she said, "Sometimes one voice at the right time can be louder than 1,000 opinions." They remained close, though never photographed together. It was only through whispers from set staff and second-hand reports that the industry began to speculate. One notable rumor from a script supervisor claimed the pair were considered for a secret project together in 2021, a romance thriller written by an emerging director. Project fell through due to scheduling conflicts, but those who saw them during rehearsals described their chemistry as unfiltered and haunting. Their silence was deliberate. From shame or secrecy, but from a quiet desire to protect something fragile and real. Ji-won, whose mother had warned her about the hardships of dating in the entertainment world, once said to a close friend, "Love isn't supposed to be a battlefield. If it feels like war, it's not worth fighting for." Hyun, too, had reasons to stay quiet. Having been previously linked with multiple co-stars in rumors he consistently denied, he had learned the hard way how quickly affection could be weaponized. For both of them, love wasn't a headline, it was a sanctuary. And so, they continued their ascent in the public sphere, smiling on red carpets, giving separate interviews, taking roles that would define their careers. But behind the scenes, they remained each other's steady force. There's a well-circulated but little-known photo of Ji-won on the set of a magazine shoot, Gazing at her phone between takes, someone zoomed in, years later, and spotted a contact name with a nickname only a few close friends never knew she used. The contact photo? A blurry, laughing snapshot of Soo-hyun in a cafe. While the early years of their connection were marked by caution and restraint, the post-2022 chapter of Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won's relationship revealed a new layer of intimacy and unspoken understanding. The public still hadn't caught on. Insiders noticed changes, not in their interactions, but in their work. There was a maturity in their performances, a tenderness in the way their characters navigated love, grief, and longing. In Queen of Tears, Soo-hyun delivered one of the most critically acclaimed performances of his career. His portrayal of a man navigating the emotional wreckage of a failing marriage was nuanced, painful, and heartbreakingly real. Few knew was that Ji-won had been involved from the earliest stages of the script. Though not cast in the drama, she was one of the first people to read the initial draft with him. According to a production assistant, she even recorded mock lines for his rehearsal sessions, acting as the female lead off camera. When Ji-won returned in a major role in 2023, fans and critics alike remarked on her emotional range, noting a depth to her performance that felt lived in. She doesn't just act sadness anymore, one critic wrote. She inhabits it. She respects it. The truth was, they had grown together artistically. And while they remained physically apart in the public's eyes, emotionally, they were moving in lockstep. Shared getaways, though rare, became critical recharging points. A photo leaked online in 2023, quickly deleted but screen captured by eagle-eyed fans, appeared to show the two walking along the coast in Busan, wearing matching caps and talking quietly. It was dismissed as lookalikes by mainstream media, but fans weren't so sure. The most explosive near exposure came later that year. A tabloid claimed to have photos of the couple holding hands in Tokyo, and that the images had been offered to multiple outlets. According to an anonymous journalist who spoke under condition of anonymity, the photos were genuine, and yet, not one major outlet published them. Rumors swirled that a major broadcasting sponsor intervened, not to protect the stars, but to protect a lucrative advertising campaign. Fascination only grew. Fan-made videos compiling proof of their relationship flooded YouTube. Clips of interviews where their expressions softened at each other's names. Edits showing Ji-won wearing what looked like Soo-hyun's jacket. A photo of matching bracelets worn during separate press events. Whether truth or fantasy, began rooting for them in a way that transcended gossip. They saw hope, stability, and respect in what this rumored couple represented. One of the most unexpected sources to speak out was a director who had worked with both actors at different points. "You can feel when an actor is loved in real life," he said during a podcast. "It makes them braver on screen, softer, but stronger." That's what happened with both of them. They're better because of each other. Though the couple never confirmed the relationship, they never denied it either. When asked about love during a press conference in 2024, Ji-won responded with a smile, "Love, when real, doesn't need an audience." Soo-hyun, in a separate interview the same week, said, "There are things I won't trade for attention. Not everything needs to be content." Today, their story is more than a rumor. It's a modern myth, whispered by stylists, hinted at by co-stars, pieced together by fans. Story not of scandal or spectacle, but of two artists choosing connection over chaos, depth over drama. In an age where so many romances burn bright and fade fast under the heat of public scrutiny, Kim Soo-hyun and Kim Ji-won represent something else entirely. A quiet, steady flame. A reminder that love doesn't always need to be loud to be legend.